Hi, welcome back to Swiss Family Fun. Today I'm going to tell you what families should do in April in Switzerland. Everyone really wants to be out there on the trail hiking, but it is not hiking season yet and it won't be for a little while. Right now I'm going to focus on what local families do here, which is mostly going to low elevation places, so lakes and rivers and valleys and gorges, places where spring is reaching a little bit earlier. I have two categories of activities I'm going to talk about. I have the hikes and I have the bike rides. So let's start with hikes. One of the ones we can do all year round but starts to get really pretty in April is up on Uetliberg, which is the mountain range that's on the west side of Zurich Lake. There's a observation lookout tower up there and you can take the train from Zurich City. It's only about 10 or 15 minutes. It's super easy to access. Lots of people go up there. And there's a really popular ridge trail that goes for many kilometers down that ridge. So you can walk along this really beautiful path and there's farm fields that fill up with really beautiful yellow flowers, so the dandelions. And then you can get a view of Zurich Lake and the city below, and on a clear day you can see the mountains even in the distance. So this is a really easy activity for people that are staying in Zurich or live in Zurich to get that kind of almost out feel. Number two, Lützelsee. So this is a little lake that is maybe 30-minute drive from Zurich Center. It's gorgeous. We go there lots of different times in the year. So we've been there on a winter walk in the snow. We've ice skated on this lake. We've done paddle boarding in the summer. So it's really nice any time of year. But in April, it starts to get really pretty when the fields are turning green again and the flowers are coming up. There is about a 4-kilometer walk around the lake, and they have lots of places where you can grill. I think you'll really like this one. At number 3, I have Lützelsee, which is a beautiful little lake on the east side of Zurich Lake. There's a nice loop trail around the lake with really lush grasses and fields around it. And part of it is a nature reserve, so you really feel like you're way out there in the countryside. There are some nice places to build a fire as well, a little bit in the forest, not right there on the lakeside. And in summertime, you can swim in this lake. But in April, it can be really nice there, and that's when we did our walk around this lake. At number 4, I have the Küsnacht Ravine or Küsnacht, and this one's been really popular with the readers on my website. So there's a little ravine where there's a small stream that goes through it, and you take the train up to the top, and then you walk down through this ravine all the way to Zurich Lake. We went there before the trees had filled out and it was still really beautiful, and our kids had a lot of fun throwing rocks into the river. There's a little dragon cave along the way and lots of places to make a fire. And a lot of my readers have reported back when they've gone in later spring or in summer where it's all green and the trees are lush and all the flowers are out, and I've really enjoyed it. So April, the trees may not be filled out quite yet, but it's still a really nice walk, and in May it'll be all green. So you can choose when you want to go. At number 5, I have the Teufelsschlucht, which is the Devil's Gorge, and this is a little outside of Zurich. It is a walk through another little river gorge in a dense forest, and they have lots of little waterfalls and lots of rocks that the river's flowing over, and it was just a really beautiful walk to do when you're just itching to be out on the trail and not much else just open. We did this at the very end of April a couple of years ago and had a great time. It ends in a village, so you can get your lunch there or you can bring it with you, and there's a picnic and fire building area on the trail. So now I'll move on to the bike rides. I'd say in April, this is what we spend most of our time doing, biking rather than hiking. So here are a few of our favorite places to go bike riding in the Zurich area. All of these bike rides are suitable for children, so we've gone with our children from when they have become confident bike riders around 7, where they can go more than 10 kilometers or so. On our website, I have all the details for these bike rides, so I'll leave a link in the description below, and I'll show you maps for these rides, how long they are, and give you a little photo story so you know exactly what to expect along the ride. The first place I would recommend is the Greifensee, which is a lake on the east side of Zurich. It's about 20 kilometers all the way around this lake, but it also has public transportation, so if you don't want to go the full route, you can do a much smaller route. It's super easy riding, basically flat. There's really nice groomed and paved bike paths and walking paths all around this lake. Part of it's a nature reserve. They even have ferry service going across the lake. They have boats that you can rent. It's just gorgeous, especially in April. The fields are green and full of flowers, and we love it. At number 2, I have the Pfäffikersee, which is another lake very near the Greifensee on the east side of Zurich. And this is near the Jucker farm, if you're familiar with that, which is kind of a tourist farm where you can go and eat lunch from the farm fresh foods. And they have strawberry picking in the summer and the pumpkin farm in the fall. So what we like to do is ride around the lake and have our halfway point or the end destination be at Jucker farm, where we can then get lunch or snacks and the kids can play around and look at the animals, and then continue on our ride. So along this path you'll find some picnic areas and places to build a fire. You'll find a playground. If you're there in summer, they have swimming areas in the lake. It's one of our favorite places to go, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful bike ride. Number 3 is the Sihl River. So this river flows into Zurich and it goes along the west side of the Zurich Lake, and it has its own little valley, and you can go along this river for 20 kilometers or more. We usually start in Zurich City. You can rent bikes, you can even borrow bikes for free through Zurich, and I will put a link in the description below about how you can do that. And then you can just follow the river as far as you want to go, and there's a train that parallels this path, so if you get tired you can simply hop on the train with your bikes and come back. We go there all the time. Part of it's a nature reserve, some of it you go through little towns. You can end in an area called the Zilwald, where they have a huge playground and a nature visiting center. They even have a little theme trail there for children. We love this area. We've been biking on it many times through all seasons, but in April it's especially nice to go there. At number 4, I have the Aare River, which is west of Zurich, about a 30-minute drive, and it's also accessible by public transportation. We did about 20 kilometers along this river up to Bremgarten. This was a great path for the kids. It's very easy riding, relatively flat, all along the riverbanks, and there were lots of places for us to stop and throw rocks and build a fire, so it was a great activity for the kids. Part of it is in a nature reserve, so there were lots of birds and really lush grasses, and it was really pretty for some photo taking. At number 4, I have the Aare River, and this is about a 45-minute drive from Zurich to the west. The bike path here parallels the river. Sometimes you have a view of the river, sometimes you're in the forest and through grasslands. Some of it's protected, so you need to follow the signs in this area, but we really enjoyed it, and it's also paralleled by public transportation, which I think is really important, so you can catch the train at the end of your path and you don't have to ride back. We combined this with a visit to a nearby chocolate factory, which was a fun reward for the kids after a long bike ride. Well, that's our list. I hope you found a few things that looked exciting and fun to do with your family. I'm excited for April, and I'm going to try some new things this April so I can make some videos for you and give you some new ideas. So these are all the ones we've done already, and now it's my job to go out and find some more things for you.